So after placing your metal samples in the 600 milliliter glass, you'll have to add your acid, HCl, and nitric acid, and then you'll have to put it on a hot plate and get the metal to dissolve. Eventually, you'll end up getting fumes. Once the yellow fumes have disappeared and all the metal has dissolved, then you're ready for the next step. There's a possibility that the nitric acid may have an automatic dispenser on it. To use the automatic dispenser, you need to set the knob to the correct volume, and then once it's set, what you do is you raise it all the way up, stick your beaker underneath it to collect, and then you push it down, and it will dispense the 1 milliliter that was set. The next step after the metal has dissolved is to add water. I believe it's up to 100 milliliters. And you will turn this pale blue aqua color, as you can see here. The next step is to add enough ammonia as described in the Prelab question to neutralize the acid. After you have calculated how much ammonia you need to add to neutralize the HCl and nitric acid you've added, you start to add that ammonia to these solutions. It will take it from a clear aqua color, and eventually you'll get a pale blue precipitate as you see here. If you go too far, the solution will turn a royal blue color. After this, you need to add HCl to dissolve this copper hydroxide precipitate. After adding the HCl to dissolve the precipitate, you will then add water until it reaches 350 milliliters, and then you'll put them on the hot plate and bring the temperature up to 50 degrees. After the samples have reached 50 degrees, add 50 mils of DMG slowly while stirring. The solution will turn a brown color. After the DMG has been added, the next step is to raise the pH to approximately 10. To do this, you'll be using ammonia. Use your Prelab question, I believe it's number 4, to give you an estimate of how much ammonia needs to be added. As the pH approaches 10, you can check the pH with the pH meter. Be sure that you do a calibration of the pH meter, and also make sure that the pH probe is well washed. You do not transfer nickel DMG precipitate. After the pH has been properly adjusted to a pH of 10, you can let the solutions digest for about 30 minutes on a hot plate. When setting up your filtration, be sure to include a water trap to ensure that water does not contaminate your filtrate. After you have finished filtering the solution, take a small portion of that solution and put it in front of a bright light source to determine if you have any precipitate. In this case, there is no precipitate, and so the person has finished their filtration. After the solution has been filtered, the next step is to wash it with distilled water. And so you'll take distilled water and add it to the solution, and you'll need to do this until it is free of chloride. You'll do that by testing the filtrate with silver nitrate, and if you see a precipitate, then you'll need more washing. To test, if your sample is free of chloride, we add silver nitrate. You'll take some, add it to a small amount of filtrate, and then you check to see if there is precipitate. In this case, you can see, or you can't see, but there is some cloudiness, and so there is precipitate, so more washing needs to be done.